folktale that is centuries years old, and it comes out of Africa. Now, this summer, if you guys have been out playing outside at dusk, has anyone, just put your hand up if you've ever had this happen to you. Have you ever had a mosquito come get right inside your ear? Has that ever happened to you? Who's that happened to? What'd you think of that experience? Kind of annoying, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what. This folktale explains why they do that. See, years and years ago, centuries ago, there weren't any people on the planet. There were just animals. Just animals. And one day, Iguana was walking through the forest, and he happened to come upon Mosquito. And Mosquito said, "Hi, Iguana." And Iguana said, "Yeah, hi. How are you, Mosquito?" Mosquito said, "I'm doing pretty good." The Mosquito said, "You're never going to believe what I saw. Yesterday." And Iguana said, "No, Mosquito, I don't know what you saw yesterday." Mosquito said, "I saw a farmer that was digging up potatoes that were almost as big as I am." And Iguana said, let me get this straight, Mosquito. You saw a farmer that was digging up potatoes that were the size of a mosquito? And Iguana said, Mosquito, I've wanted to tell you this for a long time. I find you incredibly annoying, and I think I would rather be deaf than have to listen to your annoying voice. So he took 2 sticks and he shoved them in his ears, and he went walking through the forest. Well, as he was walking, he passed by Python. Python said hello. Iguana didn't say anything, couldn't hear him, had sticks in his ears. Python thought, oh, something's up. He didn't say hello to me. He thought maybe he was plotting some mischief against him, so he thought he'd better hide. So he went to go hide in a hole. Well, he went down that hole. It was a rabbit's hole. There was a rabbit down there. He saw that big snake coming after him, and he was terrified, so he ran out the back door. Now, Crow was up in his tree, and he saw that frightened little rabbit run across the field. Now, it is the Crow's job to sound the warning if anything is up. Well, he saw that frightened little rabbit. He thought something's up, so Crow went, go, and squawking like crazy. Well, Monkey heard this. He got alarmed, and he started to run to the tops of the trees. Well, he stepped on a dead limb, and it broke, and it fell about 40 feet, and it landed on an owl's nest. Now, in that owl's nest, there were 3 little owlets, and that branch came down and hurt one of the owlets so bad. And Mother Owl came home, and she was furious, and she was so upset. Now, it is the Mother Owl's job to wake up the sun to bring in the new day. Well, she was so upset about her owlet that she did not wake up the sun. The night got longer and longer and longer, and finally King Lion had to call a meeting. And King Lion stood in the clearing of the center of the forest, and he said, I'd like to thank Ethel for calling this meeting. The first order of business is this. I want to know, Mother Owl, why have you not woken up the sun to bring in the new day? And Mother Owl stood up and she said, why? Well, I will tell you why. Monkey has killed one of my owlets, and I will not wake up the sun and bring in the new day. King Lion said, so, Mother Owl, you're saying the monkey did this. Okay, so, let me ask you, Monkey, why'd you do this? Why'd you hurt Mother Owl's owlet? And Monkey stood up and he said, "Sure, I can address that whole situation with you. She was kind of sitting up in my tree, and I heard Crow, heard him squawking, and we all know Crow. If Crow is squawking, that means there's some big, terrible danger that is about to descend upon us. And so I sprang into action. I sprung, and granted, I probably should have checked to make sure that big, terrible danger was, real. But that's what I do. I'm a doer, and now you're saying, well, it's my fault that we are in this dark that does not appear to have an end. It's my fault that we are in this dark and murky quagmire. And I think you need to talk to Crow." King Lion said, "Okay, so this is Crow's doing, okay? Crow, would you like to stand up and tell us why'd you do this?" Crow stood up and said, "Well, it was morning in the jungle, and well, I looked out across this great land of ours, and well, I saw a frightened little rabbit run across the field. Well, I knew something like that was very dangerous, so I called out the warning. That's it. Good night and God bless." It's okay, so this is Crow's fault, or this is Rabbit's fault. Okay, so Rabbit, would you like to stand up and tell us why you did this?" So Rabbit stood up, and Rabbit said, "This is not my fault." He said, "I was sitting in my home, and I looked up, and there was this big snake-like thing coming right at me, and I was terrified. I've heard of this happening to people that I know, people I work with, but it's never happened to me, and I was so afraid. And so, if you want to blame somebody, you need to talk to Python." King Lion said, "Okay, so it's Python. Okay, Python, why'd you do this? And you want the truth." Python said, "The truth? You can't handle the truth. The truth is, I said hello to Iguana and he didn't say nothing. Huh? And that little lizard, he's plotting some mischief against me, all right? So if you want to blame somebody, blame Iguana." King Lion said, "Okay, so this is Iguana's doing. Iguana. Iguana wasn't there. He didn't hear about the meeting. He still had sticks in his ears, so they sent Antelope to get him. He was brought before the council. Iguana took the sticks out of his ears, and he said, 'Oh, wait a minute. No, this is just a misunderstanding. I'm not plotting any mischief against Python. He's a friend of mine.' He said, you know Mosquito. You know how irritating he is with that whiny little voice. I just couldn't stand listening to him. So, it's just a big mistake. So if you want to blame somebody, I guess blame Mosquito." Well, all the animals looked at each other, and then all at the same time, they yelled out, "Punish the Mosquito!" This satisfied Mother Owl. She thought justice would be done. She got to the top of a very tall tree, and she went, and the sun started to come up. Mosquito had heard about how much trouble he was in, so he went and he hid. And he, believe it or not, has been hiding for all of these years. For centuries, he has been hiding in the grass and behind leaves, and at dusk, he likes to come out. He comes out just as the sun is going down, and he likes to get behind your ear and ask a question, and it's always the same question. He asks, "Is everyone still mad at me?" And he always gets his answer. Yes! Thank you. We're going to break my